Last year I asked you to pray for me.
On August 20th, 2025, the world received heartbreaking news. Judge Frank Caprio, the man known around the globe as America's nicest judge, passed away at the age of 88. His passing came after a long and public battle with pancreatic cancer, which he had been fighting since his diagnosis in 2003. In the days before his passing, Judge Caprio shared a final message with the world. In his last video, he looked directly into the camera and asked his followers for something simple yet powerful. He said, "Remember me in your prayers." That message touched millions because it showed the same humility and faith that he had carried throughout his life. With his death, the world did not just lose a judge. It lost a symbol of compassion, fairness, and kindness in public service. Judge Caprio was admired not just in Rhode Island, but across the entire world, where people watched his courtroom videos and felt inspired by his humanity. Frank Caprio was born on November 24, 1936, in Providence, Rhode Island. His story was one of humble beginnings. His parents were Italian immigrants who had come to America in search of a better life. His father, Antonio, worked long hours as a fruit peddler to provide for the family. His mother, Philomena, dedicated her life to raising their children. Frank grew up in the Federal Hill neighborhood of Providence, a working-class area where life was not always easy. As a young boy, he shined shoes and worked as a dishwasher to help support his family. These early jobs instilled in him a deep respect for hard work, humility, and the struggles that ordinary people face every single day. Education was always important to Frank. He attended Providence College, where he earned a bachelor's degree. Later, he pursued his dream of becoming a lawyer by enrolling at Suffolk University Law School in Boston. What made his journey remarkable was that he attended law school at night, while working full-time during the day. In 1965, he graduated and earned his law degree. Before beginning his long judicial career, he also served his country. From 1954 to 1962, Frank Caprio was a member of the Rhode Island Army National Guard. This period of service added discipline and commitment to the values he already held dear. Frank Caprio's career in public service began long before he became known as a judge. In 1962, at the young age of 26, he was elected to the Providence City Council. He served on the council until 1968, building a reputation as a dedicated and approachable public servant who always cared about the needs of the community. But his greatest impact came when he joined the judicial system. In 1985, he was appointed as Chief Judge of the Providence Municipal Court. From that point onward, Judge Caprio became a central figure in Rhode Island's justice system. He held this position for nearly 4 decades, serving until his retirement. In 2023, during his time on the bench, Judge Caprio earned respect not only for his legal knowledge, but also for his humanity. In a world where many people feared the courtroom, his courtroom felt different. It was a place where ordinary citizens could expect fairness, understanding, and sometimes even laughter. What set Judge Frank Caprio apart from other judges was not just his rulings, but the way he treated people. He believed that justice should not be cold or mechanical. Instead, justice should recognize the human stories behind each case. One of his most famous cases involved a 96-year-old man who had been ticketed for speeding. When the man explained that he was rushing his disabled son to a medical appointment, Judge Caprio looked at him with compassion. Instead of delivering a harsh penalty, he dismissed the case and praised the man for his dedication as a father. This moment went viral and brought tears to millions of viewers worldwide. In another case, a woman appeared in court the same day she was diagnosed with cancer. Judge Caprio, visibly moved, dismissed her fines and told her to focus on her health. These are just 2 examples among hundreds that showed his philosophy. The law must always balance fairness with kindness. He often said that institutions of justice can only truly serve the people if they are guided by empathy and compassion. For him, the courtroom was not just a place to enforce rules, but also a place to restore dignity. Judge Caprio's local court became the center of international attention. Through the show Caught in Providence, Originally a small local program, it featured real cases from his courtroom. What began as a local broadcast quickly transformed into a global phenomenon. Once clips were uploaded online, that by 2017, these clips were going viral on social media, with millions of people around the world sharing his unique rulings. His gentle humor, the way he spoke with children, and the way he treated every person with respect made the show unlike anything else on television. In 2018, Caught in Providence aired nationally. It reached millions of homes and brought Judge Caprio into the spotlight as a symbol of compassionate justice. His YouTube channel grew to nearly 3 million subscribers and collected billions of views. People from Asia, Europe, Africa, and the Americas all found comfort in his approach to justice. The show also earned multiple Daytime Emmy nominations, and Judge Caprio received numerous awards for his contributions to public service and media. Yet, through all the fame, he never allowed success to change who he was. He always reminded people that his main responsibility was to the citizens of Providence. Behind the robe and the courtroom, Frank Caprio was a devoted family man. He was married to his wife, Joyce, for nearly 60 years. Together, they raised 5 children. He was also the proud grandfather of 7 grandchildren and the great-grandfather of 2. Faith played a central role in his life. As a devout Catholic, he never hesitated to speak about the importance of prayer and spiritual strength. His deep belief in God guided not only his personal life, but also his professional decisions. Charity and community service were also important to him. He helped establish scholarships in his father's name to support education. He worked with organizations like the Rhode Island Food Bank and programs that provided opportunities for young people. His service extended far beyond the courtroom. He believed in giving back at every level. In December 2023, he revealed to the world that he had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Instead of keeping this private, he chose to share his journey openly, reminding people of the importance of faith and positivity even during the hardest times. He underwent radiation treatment and kept updating his followers about his progress. As his health declined in 2025, Judge Caprio's updates became more emotional. On August 19, 2025, just a day before his passing, he recorded one last video message. In it, he did not ask for sympathy. Instead, he asked people to keep him in their prayers. This final message showed the same humility and faith that had defined his entire life. On August 20, 2025, surrounded by his family, Judge Frank Caprio passed away peacefully. He was 88 years old. His passing was confirmed publicly by his family, who expressed gratitude for the love and support he had received from around the world. The news of Judge Caprio's passing was met with an outpouring of grief and respect. The governor of Rhode Island, Dan McKee, called him a true Rhode Island treasure and ordered flags in the state to be flown at half-staff. On social media, millions of fans shared their favorite clips of his rulings. Some described how watching him had restored their faith in humanity. Others said he had changed the way they thought about justice. People from all walks of life, across continents, joined together to honor him. News outlets around the world described him as the nicest judge in the world and a symbol of compassion on the bench. His family, in their statement, encouraged people to keep his legacy alive not just by remembering his words, but by practicing kindness in their own daily lives. Judge Frank Caprio's legacy cannot be measured only by the cases he decided. His true impact lies in the way he redefined justice. He showed that being fair does not mean being harsh. He proved that even in a courtroom, there is room for kindness, mercy, and understanding. His approach influenced future leaders, law students, and judges around the world. Many have said they want to model their own careers after his example. Beyond the legal profession, he inspired ordinary people to treat one another with compassion. Through his charitable work, scholarships, and community projects, his legacy will continue to shape lives for generations to come. His book, Compassion in the Court, published shortly before his passing, serves as a lasting record of his beliefs and philosophy. As we remember Judge Frank Caprio, we are reminded of a life lived with purpose, humility, and love for humanity. From his humble beginnings in Providence to his rise as a global symbol of compassion, he never forgot where he came from or who he was. His passing leaves a void, but his lessons remain. He taught us that justice is not only about laws, it is about people. He showed us that kindness can change lives, and that even in the smallest moments, we have the power to make the world better. Judge Frank Caprio asked us to remember him in our prayers. Today, as we honor his memory, we can also honor his legacy by practicing what he lived by: fairness, empathy, and compassion. Judge Frank Caprio may no longer be with us, but his influence will live on in every act of kindness inspired by his example.